G'day, my name is David and I love my garden and in particular my vegetable patch. Just wanted to do a quick video today about corn and corn cob formation. It's one of the common things I see on the Facebook groups from gardeners, new gardeners, where their corn cobs at the end of the season when they harvest them are misformed or the kernels aren't properly formed and they're wondering what they did wrong. So there's two primary things you need to do. Firstly, you need proper pollination, full pollination. And the second thing comes down to planting. Quite common for new gardeners, they'll plant one row of corn because they've got a small patch. They'll put one row and they may put 5 or 6 plants in. It's always best when you grow corn to try and grow it in rows. So I've got this here, you can see 2 rows side by side. There's about 1.5 feet between the plants in here. So you plant them in either rows of 2 or in 3 rows of 3, and that helps with pollination, and I'll explain why in a moment. But the second thing I do to improve my pollination and the proper formation of kernels, full cob of corn, is I actually beat or I tickle my corn, which will sound a bit funny. But what we have here is, this is a corn cob here, and this is the female part of the plant. This is a female. These are each one of these hairs is connected to a kernel of corn, and you need pollen on each one of these to pollinate the corn and get it to germinate or to form proper kernels of corn. So if every one of these filaments doesn't get pollen on it, that's why you get misformed or deformed or not formed kernels of corn. So that's the female part. The part up the top here is the male part of the corn. And when I talk about beating my corn or tickling it, I actually come along, preferably it's better if you do it on a still day, because when you tap on this, you'll see the pollen flying off in clouds. And we need that pollen to come down to here. And this is why it's important to grow your corn in having a bit of depth. If you have one single row and the wind is blowing predominantly from one area, or you've got enough little fenced backyard area, the wind will tend to be funneled in one area and the pollen will go not where your female hairs are. So what I like to do is on still days, or I'll go on the other side here because the wind is blowing from south to north today. I'll go on the other side and I'll gently tap on the stem to release the pollen that comes off in clouds. See that coming off there. And get that down onto these hairs. Now each of these little filaments, if we come in close, you'll see on here that each one of these hairs actually has hairs on the hair. And that little fine hairs will capture the pollen on there. But to get your full germination, 2 tips: beat your corn and plant it in rows so that you have got some depth and better chance of getting pollen where your plants are. So don't plant in single rows. I hope that's a helpful hint. If you have any questions or further things you'd like to know about corn and how I grow my corn, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.